Hey, Warrior Saints. Good morning. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday. Glad to have you beautiful people in with us as we continue our Crucifixional live stream talking about the crisis of masculinity. We have explored the problem on Monday of, that masculinity, true men, is under assault. We found that the way to do that on Tuesday is by being a king, on Wednesday by being a knight, on Thursday, yesterday, about being a mentor. Today, we're going to talk about being a lover. My name is Rico. Those who know. So as we are becoming warrior saints, true men, it is important that we know that the fourth pillar, foundation of true manhood is to be a lover. And that doesn't just imply, I'm not just talking about sexuality. I'm talking about a lover of other, lover of God, a lover of creation, of our children, a lover of our friends, even in some sense, in a healthy sense, a lover of ourself, our physical health, our mental well-being, our wisdom, our acquisition of knowledge, our learning. This is where compassion and kindness comes in. This is where we start to put a direction. The core of all things is based on love, and let love be the great motivator. To talk about it today, we're going to specifically deal with the love of a man and his woman, a husband and his wife. And to see how not to do it, we're going to go all the way back to Abraham. Now, Abraham, he is a powerful and foundational character in the Bible. He's really a pivotal figure. If you imagine Scripture not as a circle but as an oval, and you know how ovals have two foci, 2 points of focus. One of them is Christ. The first one is Abraham, and they're connected. It's a marvelous connection. Abraham is taken out of his father's land, Ur of the Chaldees, and his name is Abram. And God brings him into the promised land. And Abram brings with him his wife Sarai. Now, as they're into this new promised land, God says, you're going to have all of this. Your descendants will have all of this. There becomes a famine, and Abraham goes down into Egypt. Now, listen to what he does. He says to his wife, Sarai, look, you're hot. They're going to probably want you for themselves. So I'm going to tell the king that you're my sister, and so that he will protect me through you. He's going to look at you and say, wow, you're beautiful. I'll take you. Oh, that's your brother? All right, I'll keep him safe. And that's exactly what happens. And Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, takes Sarai into his house and sleeps with her. He has a relation. He takes her as his wife. And later, he starts to get like a plague on him, Pharaoh, and all his household's getting sick. And he's like, what's going on? And Sarah says, oh, and he pulls his hair out, Pharaoh. And he says, Abram, why would you do this? Well, I thought you would save me. I was afraid you were going to kill me, says Abram. And maybe just because of my wife, she's so beautiful, and if you took her, then... Seriously? Here's what he did. He sold his wife out, even, listen to this, at the fear expense of his own life. You understand? To be a real man is in all things. To be a warrior saint, to be a lover, is to love your wife so much that you would be willing even to lose your life for her, right? Now, I know that's an extreme example, right? And most of the time, thank God, we don't have to lose our lives to love our wives. However, the point should be clear that we must be willing to go to that extreme. Like Abram's proper decision would be to say, no, I'm not going to tell Pharaoh that. Well, baby, he may kill you. Fine, let it be so, but I will always protect. I will always provide. I will always preserve your integrity, even at the cost of my own life. That's what it means to be crucifixional. Abraham in that story was self-serving and self-focused, self-preservative. He was not, by any means, crucifixional. So you and I, as men, as we're striving to be true men, warrior saints, we have to be lovers. And that means what a lover ultimately, really, truly, at the foundation of the word means, sacrifice of self for the sake of other. First, notably, your mother, and your wife, and your children. And then people in your community, where you work, friends that you have, people on the street who you don't even know, homeless, old, suffering, starving people. To love other people means to be sacrificial for self. How do we do all that kind of stuff is not easy, right? Because there's a lot of elements to being a lover. There's a lot of steps, a lot of ways to do that. We want to encourage you to visit us at warriorsaints.org, because at warriorsaints.org, there's a program that we offer, which is called The Way of the Warrior Saint. I've been pitching it all week because dudes are having a hard time dealing with masculinity right now because it's torched, right? Like they've totally blown up masculinity as a bad thing, but we know somewhere inside of us that it isn't. and that's what we're called to. So how do we do it in a healthy and God-fearing manner? Way of the Warrior Saint. Get there. Subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint. When you become a member, we're going to give it to you. We're going to teach you all that we know. Every little bit of every little thing that we have, things that we are doing and incorporating in our own lives. We're trying hard. We want to share that with you. It's pretty simple. It's pretty fun. It's $8. There's nothing to prohibit you. Click it. Do it now. All right. Great week. It was fun. We will be back next week on Monday. We're going to talk about Matthew 25 as we continue our pursuit of manhood. We're going to look about how to welcome and serve other people. But that's next week. Tomorrow, we'll have Vespers, 5 p.m. Pacific. Sunday, we'll have Orthros and Liturgy at 9 and 10 a.m. respectively, Pacific. And then, of course, Monday, as I said, back as usual with Matthew 25. Love you, beautiful people. Have a great week. Keep walking on the Way of the Warrior Saint.